Do you think you need $50,000 to buy a house? Well, I'm going to give you the truth here. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need for a down payment, because this is the question that I get asked a lot. How much do I need for a down payment? And people are going to be shocked that you can buy a house with as little as 0 down to about 3.5% on average. 3.5% down. So I'm going to break down FHA, VA, USDA, conventional loans for you and let you know what the minimum down payments are. Because let's be honest, saving money in this economy is tough. And the number that gets thrown around a lot is 20% down. A lot of people are talking about, I think you need a minimum of 20% down, which isn't the truth. Now, it does help you because you're putting a lot of money down, but let's talk about that. What's a lot of money? Well, 20% of $500,000, let's say you want to buy a $500,000 house, 20% is $100,000. Who on earth can save that much money in this economy, let alone a great economy? That's a lot of money. So I'm going to break down all the different loan programs. So let's hop right in. Let's start with FHA. Okay, FHA, the guideline says if you have a minimum of a 580 credit score, you can buy a house with 3.5% down. And here's how you find out. Here's how you find out what that number is, okay? So let's take a $400,000 house, okay? Put that into a calculator, $400,000, and hit the times button, okay? Times, and then put 3.5, and then hit that percent button. Just hit that percent button. And the number that comes up is $14,000. Way different number than $100,000, right? Way more realistic as well. That's a reasonable number that you could save. And that money can come from you. Your paycheck can come from a retirement account, 401ks, 403bs, IRAs, all that type of stuff. It could be a gift. You'd be surprised. A lot of people are getting gifts from family members nowadays, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, cousins, whoever it may be. And that's how you solve that. So a $14,000 goal of saving money, much more reasonable, right? And that's FHA. And why FHA? Because if you have less than perfect credit, you still get a reasonable interest rate, mortgage insurance, overall payment that's affordable, and it can make it work for you becoming a homeowner. Let's jump to the next one, guys. Let's go to VA. This is for the veterans out there or those that are currently serving active in our military. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you and everything you do. You get 0 down, providing you have an honorable discharge after service or you're currently serving and you've served enough time. You can buy a house with 0 down. 0 down. So as a veteran, that's even easier. So if you served our country, that's one of the benefits you get. And what's amazing about VA, and I don't want to get too far off here, there's no mortgage insurance. Okay, guys? When you buy a house and you're putting less than 20% down, you have an extra premium per month called mortgage insurance. Okay? They've ran all these numbers, and if you put 20% down or more into a mortgage, you don't have mortgage insurance. And that's because the risk of you defaulting on a loan for whatever reason, okay, not pointing fingers, not blaming people, drastically declines when you put 20% down or more. When you put 20%, less than 20% down, the risk starts increasing. Okay, that's why mortgage insurance exists. But I digress. I'm here to talk about down payments. Okay, if you want to talk more about this and you want a one-on-one, give us a call. The phone number is all over the place. Let's get to the next one. Let's go to conventional. The most widely used product across the nation, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. You can get in with as little as 3% down. 3% down. That's really reasonable, more reasonable than FHA in most cases, okay? Because let's take that same $400,000 house. Do the same math in the calculator that I just gave you, but multiply it by 3%. Your down payment is $12,000. Very realistic, very realistic. You don't have to think about all the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you will never be able to save to buy a homeowner. These products and these reasons are why people are buying houses today. Most people aren't putting 20% down. Most people aren't putting 10% down. Most people are putting the minimums, 3% down, 3.5% down. And there's a lot of different reasons why you would put more money down. You want to, you can, you want to have a lower mortgage payment, which makes all the sense in the world, But I want to let you know how realistic it is to buy a house today. Home prices may be a little steep, Maybe income isn't catching up as fast as everything else. But the truth is, if you can afford that down payment, if you can save to get there, even if it takes you a year or two, you have, ways of saving money. Maybe there's income taxes. Maybe there's accessing the retirement accounts like we discussed earlier. There's a lot of different ways to get this. And truth is, you're still going to make money on your money, because when it's in an investment account, it's growing, it's compounding, it has its ups and it has its downs. But over time, that account grows, right? What happens in real estate? It has its ups, it has its downs. But then over time, values are higher than they were when you purchase, and that's called equity, okay? Now let's talk about the last one, USDA. USDA is a little different because it's for a zone on a map. You go to USDA.gov on a map, it shows you the different locations of where you can use a USDA loan, and providing you qualify, you can also get in for zero down. Now, USDA doesn't have mortgage insurance, but it does have its version of that, okay? So don't be tricked by it. USDA doesn't have mortgage insurance, because it does. It's built in. It's a little different. But there's always a cost when you're putting less than 20% down, okay? Now, that's your basic programs, okay? Let's cover them again. FHA, 3.5% down minimum, 580 credit score. VA, zero down, and VA doesn't have a minimum credit score, guys. It's driven by other factors in the loan to help you get approved. So there's some good news for you there. Conventional, minimum 3% down. You do have to be a first-time home buyer to get 3% down, and you do need a minimum of a 620 credit score, but still very reasonable. And then USDA, same close scenario. Zero down, 580 or better credit scores. Now, just because you have that down payment and just because you have that minimum credit score, it doesn't guarantee you an approval, but you do have a ticket to the dance. And now we can start working it to see what it will take to get you approved, okay? So let's talk about a whole different section, which there's another video on our channel that you can reference if you want to go into this, and it's down payment assistance, okay? It is another version of down, going in with no money down, zero down, using FHA loans, conventional loans alike. It is separate programs. These are piggybacks. Sometimes you pay them back, sometimes you don't. But if you want more details on that, go ahead and reference our other video talking about down payment assistance programs. But I hope this helps you, because on a regular basis, I get asked, how much down payment do I need? I get phone calls. I meet people at open houses. People just know that I'm in the loan business. They're always asking, how much down payment do I need? So I hope this video helps you. I hope it answers all the questions when it comes to what's the minimum down. So best case scenario, guys, if you go with something traditional like a VA or a USDA, it's zero down. They're all down payment assistance programs that can help you too. Those do equate to zero down because it helps you get in even if you have to pay it back later. But the minimums, guys, I'm talking about 3% down or 3.5% down, which is very reasonable. There's a lot of different reasons why you go different directions and different loan types, okay? Give me a call. I can get into those intricacies for your personal situation, because everyone's situation is a little bit different. So if you've been wondering, what's the minimum down payment that I need? I hope this helped you. I hope this encourages you to call us so we can help you get to the next step, because becoming a homeowner is much easier than you think. So see you guys on the next video. Like, subscribe, do all that crazy stuff that people are doing, and give us a call if you want us to talk one-on-one about your scenario. Hope to hear from you.